So following the disappointment at the end of last episode, we've gone 3 further competitive matches without winning. Let's get you caught up to speed. I may have made that sound a little bit worse than it actually is. We have won the last 2 games. We were knocked out of the Spanish Cup first round, Copa del Rey, not our competition apparently. Deportivo La Coruña. So, a second-tier side, a sadly mid-table second-tier side. I would love to see Coruña. I would love to see Coruña back in the top division. They have John Obi Mikel. They scored 2 in the first 20 minutes, didn't have a single shot on target following that point, and we laboured to getting an equaliser in the 91st. Sekou Koita scored directly from the kickoff, by the way, from there. They scored in the 20 minutes. Sekou Koita scored immediately and then took another further 70 minutes to get the second. Of course he did. Hector Herrera missed a penalty. They scored all 5. Can't really begrudge them that one. They scored all 5, even though they definitely didn't deserve to win in regulation time. Very disappointing against Barcelona. A woeful position all around. Literally everyone. Eibar, 0-0. Shouldn't have been 0-0. Should have won that one. But we made up for that by beating Valencia 3-0 away from home. Because of course we did. Of course we did. Porro, Eisfeld, Araujo on that score sheet, and 2 very late goals against Pamplona. Again, it was looking like a very similar situation to Eibar. We were dominant, but we actually got the goals this time. Took us 90 minutes, but we got the goals. And Eagle Eye viewers may have noticed a new name amongst that lot, Luis Advincula. Luis has been brought in to deal with the vacancy left by Shaq Moore, whose release fee was triggered. Shaq, basically the first of those players to have their value exceed their release fee. As we get more and more important as a club, that's going to happen probably a few times along the way. Shaq's the first of those. He's been paid 26 grand by the club he's gone to. Can't begrudge him that. Cannot begrudge him that. So thank you, Shaq. It's annoying that you've gone at this stage of the season, but I can't fault you for going. Lewis, he's 2-star, but quite frankly, he's 2-star in the right places. Decent tackling, decent crossing, decent physicals. The mentals are good as well. Work rate, determination, aggression. All the sort of things you want from a fullback mentally. And the few technicals are solid. He's not great. He's literally a stopgap for when Porro isn't available. Also, we have Satala, who can play right back as well. He's a squad player. He can play in a lot of places. He's basically an emergency. You may have also noticed on the other side was Renan Lodi in that last match as well. Yep, we've loaned him because why wouldn't we? 20k a week, and considering the other fullbacks this year have averaged about 6.55, that's not an exaggeration. Renan Lodi was brought in to try and get something out of the left-back position. And following Lewis with Renan here, I can see why Lewis is regarded as 2 stars now. For some reason, it automatically puts him in as a winger, even though he's obviously a left-back. Great going forward. 12 tackling is weirdly like the worst part of him as a fullback, but 12 isn't horrible. Passing technique, great. Bottom end of his mentals isn't sensational either, but certainly workable. Physicals, pretty good too. He was transfer listed by Atletico for some reason. The price tag is still too much. His desired wages are too much for us to sign him permanently, as was obviously the upfront fee. So we're just loaning him for now. Other bits of news include we've acquired BK Harken as a youth affiliate, essentially. So we'll be getting youth players from Sweden now going forward. Quite possibly we're paying them 100 grand a year for the benefit. They're a club with a decent youth setup, so this could be an interesting thing going forward for us. We've got a lot of local, by the way. We've got a lot of local ones who nobody pays any money to, so I've got no real reason to cancel them either. But yeah, BK Harken, really the first affiliate that matters. And then an update on the table as a whole. We're currently 5th, but it's still super tight. There's 7 points separating Elche in 12th and Sociedad in 2nd. Real Madrid, still unbeaten, still top. That's going to be the fun one to break the hold of. But we're going to be playing the 2 teams who don't have their real names today, Hispalis and San Sebastian, Real Betis and Sociedad to you and I. 2 teams in this section of the table fighting for Europe. Oh, and speaking of Europe, we got the draw. Başakşehir? I don't know how to say it, but Başakşehir, maybe? The Istanbul team. I'm pretty certain they're in Istanbul. Actually, I just realised it says it on the badge. They are in Istanbul. It's not the easiest side, but it's also not the hardest side we could have drawn there. And quite sadly, Junior Casero is obviously a player we've had here before on the channel, suspended, which is good news for us actually, because he's probably a starter for them. But first up, Real Betis, and I do need to do a bit of team management. So the lineup for this particular match would be Merit in goal, Lodi at left back, Zikos, Krios, Satar is going to play right back because he's functional there, Antov, Herrera, Monchu, Zukic and Gare, Araujo. That right-hand attacking position is quite problematic now, with Gallardo being woeful in recent games as well. And in fact, I am feeling like I probably should start Koita ahead of Araujo here. So I am. So yeah, changing a few things technically as well. I'm hoping you feel like these are an improvement on our situation. Yeah, so you may notice I'm a little bit bigger in the corner now as well. Don't know why it's taken me so long to realise I was probably a bit too small down there. I don't know why I said that particular thing. Why did I even deal with the press conference? Why didn't I send my assistant? Pay attention, Charles. Pay attention. But we're back in Tenerife for the first time in 6 games. I think we start a run of 3 games at home now. The last 6 games have all been away from home. Monchu whips the ball in and Bartra clears. Oh, there's a push. There's a push. Someone fell over. Didn't see who it was. We've got Bartra highlighted. He's checking in the box. We don't need to wait for him to run away. And a penalty has been awarded. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to see it because the penalty box is still there. Oh no, we are. Monchu steps up. Just about puts it away. That could have been slightly less stressful. Thank you there, Monchu. Goalkeeper goes the right way, but Monchu's penalty is actually really excellent and just evades him. And it's 1-0 here. Hang on. I think Almeria have Tom Davies. Mvogo clears the ball. Lodi is the one to gather this. Zukic, of course, this is your first time seeing Lodi in action. It's only my second time, so let's watch with interest. Lodi, still Lodi. Passes it off to Monchu here. Monchu inwards to Gary. Gary, if you could do something in this match, that'd be lovely. They've got Eustachio, who's a player who have had in previous saves. Although there's Lainez, who's very good in most people's saves. And he's still going. You know what the worst part of that is? The worst part of that is my brain internally just went there, oh, he's crossed it. Because it's so unusual in Football Manager for this to actually happen. My brain's just going, well, why are they allowed to do it? Why are they allowed to square it? Why does my team not do that? That's unfair. I just went all toddler, essentially. That's not fair. Why do they get to do it? Zukic has missed. I had a word with him before the game. I was very insistent in my word with him as well. I'm pretty certain they're not playing with any actual natural fullbacks. Because Kera's a central defender, and I think so is... There's another foul being given here. Mandy's all over the place. Oh, Mandy. You came and you felt my player. Oh, Mandy. The ref has only just reached the box. I'm a good solid 30 seconds later on here in the recording, and still a viewing. Still a viewing. Oh, he's back on the pitch. No penalty. What a waste of time. It was outside the box. Monchu. Oh, yeah, you can see how close to the edge of the box that actually was. Herrera. Just jogging towards the ball. A little bit of urgency, Hector. Do you need to see VAR for that one? What I was going to say is neither Mandy or Kera are natural fullbacks, I'm pretty certain. They're both centre-backs. In terms of expectations now, in terms of the relative level of the two clubs, a draw against either of these would not be horrible, but in terms of the expectation now, as how we've performed in the past, last year, and how we're performing this year, currently, I will not be happy with anything less than a win, as Gary has actually done something. Well then, Gary, welcome back. He's just come back from injury, but his performances before the injury weren't particularly brilliant. Bajikos lays it off to Gary, who's in all of the space in the world, onside as well, drills it far post, goalkeeper's flummoxed, just falls over, and we're going to see it again with lines. I wasn't entirely certain he was onside, but yes, there's one lagging defender there, and Gary outfoxes the goalkeeper. Great work. Fakir is super tired as well, he might have to come off, arguably their best player. Whatever happened to Fakir, really? No one ever talks about him anymore as a prospect for top teams. He was linked with Liverpool for so long, Arsenal as well, I think. And then no one really went for him and he ended up at Betis. Zukic. It kind of reminds me of William Carvalho, who's also at Betis now, I think, currently. Sutalo. I might be wrong on that one. Antov. Herrera. Gary. Going to get on the end of this one. He's gone to the corner flag. He's found... Nope. That was a questionable... Oh, for Christ's sake. As soon as he missed the header, you knew it was going to be an equaliser. That's why I just watched in horror. I mean, it wasn't great from Gary initially here, but... What is this? You're nowhere near the ball, mate. Why did you attempt to head it? Who was that, by the way? Which idiot was that? I can't click on him. Quiros. It is a draw. Going to encourage. It's a bit late to possibly encourage, but as a draw, I don't think that's going to be negatively reacted to. Sutalo's on the right side. I keep forgetting he's playing fullback today. I was about to shout at him to get back. Gary scored again. Gary, if you could do something in this match, that'd be lovely. I think Gary scored more than I realised, but yeah, general performances haven't been great. Zukic is on a 6.3 again. Never change. I don't know why he's so bad. I can't work it out. But great reactions from Gary. Heads it past the goalkeeper. Good work. I'm glad he's coming good now, possibly. I don't understand why he's bad. His only cons are literally injury prone. He's not had an injury. And performances. They're the only two cons. Everything else, consistent, balanced, has made improvement, physical, fits in, strength and stamina make him a decent athlete, great in training, dribbling is great as well. He's a good player for this level of football. I don't know why he's bad. I mean, last year, average 6.7. Very hot and cold last year. This year, just consistently cold. Just consistently cold. It's like the boiler's gone. At least his value is twice his price we pay for him if we do want to sell him on. we might actually get more money. Also, while I'm here, just want to check, is that Tom Davies? Yeah, that is Everton's Tom Davies. Right, okay. Of course it is. Of course that's a player you usually not EU spot on. They've got Matthias Pereira as well from obviously West Brom. Gary, Monchu now, Antov. Forward to Koita, who's been a little bit anonymous in this match. Not really seen anything from him, although here he is. Immediately proven me wrong. I mean, that's the best way to do it, quite frankly. That's the best way. Yeah, Koita lays it off and Monchu back to Herrera, who, oh my god, I did not really register how good that assist was. That is why we played the long game on Herrera. That is why. Might have been on a 6.6 before that, but that's why we got our man. Monchu is tired though. We do need to get him off. Suarez still here, even though he's slightly getting annoyed at the lack of game time. Zukic has gone 83 minutes and he's still on full conditioning. Are you actually doing anything? Is that why you're on a 6.3? Because you don't actually move at all. At 4-2, I feel like I can sort of get away with bringing on a Vincula now at right back for the final 7 minutes. Just don't want to risk a Sotalo sending off here. I'm going to have to take Zukic off. He's perfectly fine, but I'm going to have to take him off because I'm going to get the question, why didn't you take him off? He was on a 6.3. He's clearly useless. Why did you leave him on the pitch? 4-2. Good game. Can I individually point the finger? You let yourself down there. I'm quite a nice manager in general, but for Zukic, I'm going to be on his case constantly now, I think. Just constantly berating him until he puts in a performance. I look forward to Gary's team of the week card. Oh yeah, Bordlas was the one who said that other teams just weren't turning up against us and that's why we kept winning. We've done the double on him. That'll teach you, Jose Bordlas. Sees us go fourth as well. Bilbao with games in hand. As do Atletico, actually. Getting Champions League football last year is sort of skewed my expectations as a whole, and probably your expectations too. I would be happy with just European football in any form. Ooh, let's see what they think we need. Yep. I love the fact that immediately there's gone in. We need to replace Zukic. So there we are. Muniz is off. 1.1 million to Getafe. 1 million added to our transfer budget. Doesn't really help too much. Does leave us with a space to fill. By the way, if you're wondering how much physical attributes affect star ratings, there's Tarek Lamptey. 19, 18, 16, 16, 15 in the old physicals there. Woefully average everywhere else. Yet he's worth 32 million with an estimated cost of 62 to 90 million. 4-star, leading first division player. Apparently he's on par with like Messi and company. That is how important physicals are, apparently. So I'm making 2 changes for this Sociedad match. Merritt remains in goal. Lodi, Sotalo, Quiros back in central defence. That pair. Porro right back, returning from injury. Antov, Herrera, Monchu remain in midfield. Gallardo comes in at left side. Gary stays on the right side. Koita up front. Gallardo seems to do better actually on the left, just by the fact he is more right-sided. But despite the fact Gallardo's not been great recently either, I just have to not allow Zukic. Icefield might have been fit, to be honest. I might have forgotten about him. So off we go again. 2 teams normally in blue and white. So I think Sociedad have been forced into an away kit here when a highlight actually comes. If a highlight actually comes. There we go. Monchu. Gallardo on the edge. Gallardo. Koita. How has he missed? I thought me and the text said exactly the same thing at the same time there. Hang on. Isaac's at Levante. What's happened there? 1 second. No, he's at Real Madrid. Something's gone wrong here. Pedro Porro now on the ball. Dinks it forward. Got a defender to contend with. He's sort of dealing with the defender. Curious ball across. Gary's chased it. Don't know why. I'm going to presume Lodi. Yeah, Lodi didn't go for that. Herrera's going to play Monchu in, and that's a great... Oh my lord, what a ball. What a ball, what a goal. I mean, it wasn't a especially tricky shot as such, but just the flow of this move is joyous to watch. Gary finding Herrera here. Monchu runs immediately and sees the run. First time finish. Dinks it past. Very FIFA-esque, actually, that. Yeah, there appears to be an issue with the goal scorers on the right-hand side. Inspired and motivated, get back out there. Oh, there we are. Sorted itself out now. No, it hasn't. Nope, still got Levante apparently having Isaac and Benzema. I don't know what's happening. Oh, now it's fixed itself. So hang on, Levante are beating Atletico. I think that now says one oddness has been replaced by another. Gallardo is going to put Monchu in. Oh, if that's onside, oh my sweet lord. Right, I need to actually commentate on this and not watch it in pure astonishment because Gallardo, Monchu again with a sensational run, volleys it as well for good measure. The vision and the run from Monchu once again there. They appear to have just put Ostergaard up front. Lodi intercepts. Gary, Monchu. Option probably on this far side. Yes, Porros has been found. He's going to run inwards. He's going to inside forward it almost. Still going. Antov's turn. 3-0. Sociedad was second when we started today's episode. I don't know where they are now. But it's 3-0 here at Tenerife. And, I mean, Poro's run here is supremely attacking for the right back. And it's Antov to finish. 3 midfielders on the score sheet today. Oh, that's why. Ostergaard can actually be a striker. Sort of. Righto. Okay, fair enough. Okay, not a lot of this game left. Gary is tired, with no one else really performing awfully or super tired, so I might just make one change to this match, and that is that. We've gone 4-3-3 for the last few. Monchu's now tired, actually, so there's a change. He was on a hat-trick, I've just realised. Oh well, probably wasn't going to get a third. So with that, we actually go ahead of Sociedad into second. We are now the team chasing Real Madrid. Bilbao still 2 games in hand. As do Sevilla, actually. So if they win their games in hand, although those games in hand could be against each other, if they win those games in hand, we are sort of net 4th as things stand. Yeah, hypothetically, if everyone was to win their game in hand, we would still be 4th. So making a bit of progress here. That is 4 wins on the bounce, I believe, in the league. Right then, so progress in the league again now. Winning ways have been found. So next time round, though, the league will not be the main focus. We'll be back in the Europa League this time round against Başakşehir. I'll have to learn how to pronounce that properly. Probably won't remember. But I'll see you again for that crucial one-legged match. Until then, ta-ra.